So if you are in a position where you are going to, let's say, a multitude of coffee dates, or you're having virtual chats with people and you feel like you're spending a lot of time doing those activities, but it's not really generating the return on your time investment. If you've ever been in that situation, stick around. Today's tip of the day is for you. Hey guys, it's Erica Castner. And I'm a business and breakthrough coach that's dedicated to helping you master the art of productivity and partnerships. And today, I had a quick thought that I wanted to share with you all today as it relates to getting in front of more of your ideal. It's not just your ideal clients. I'm going to be talking about that in a special training, a free training that I'm going to be doing on April 5th. If you're watching this today, it is March 29th. I had to quickly look at my calendar. But so I'm not going to dig into that today. But what I really wanted to share with you today is a quick resource or a tip that you can actually start implementing as early as getting a jump start on it today. But you're probably going to want to schedule something for next week, and that'll make sense in just a moment. To start thinking about who would likely refer you business, okay? So there's a couple schools of thought with this, but the main one I want to really dive into today, and it kind of leads me to a story. I had a client more recently who was jokingly saying to me, you know what, it would just be a heck of a lot easier if I could get a bunch of people in the room who are going to likely refer me business. So I can tell them what I'm all about. I can share with them, how they can take the next step, how they can refer me clients. And of course, she was kind of joking, but I said to her, you know what, legitimately, there is a way you can do it, okay? Now, it's not an instantaneous win. So if you're watching this today and you're thinking that you can develop this quickly, but it's not necessarily an instant win, meaning that it's not going to all of a sudden generate like a bunch of referrals for you necessarily, okay? Especially if you're in a service-based industry. If you have like a product or a widget and it's timely, if you were, let's say you're a gift basket maker. I'm making that up totally. But let's say you're a gift basket maker and you know what, Easter is coming up in about 3 days. You have a timely, relevant thing. So people are probably going to jump all over that and want to, grab one of those baskets. Therefore, you would have a referral. But if you're a financial planner, a realtor, a coach like myself, a mortgage broker, an insurance agent, a lawyer, like all of those things, it's going to take you some time to get the referrals that you need. So let me dive right into what I'm talking about. So my client, like I said, jokingly asking me or suggesting that it'd be cool to get a bunch of people who are likely to refer her business in one room. And when I said to her that that is not far-fetched, this is what I shared with her. And so you're going to want to take some notes. You're going to write this down. So number one, identify the people that are going to be likely referring you business anyway, okay? So let's go back to my example earlier. Thank you so much for the love. Hey, Juliana, how are you? If you are going to, let's say you are let's pick an industry here. In fact, if somebody's watching this and they want to put an industry in the comment section, that will make this more fun. But I'm going to pick one. And then, of course, if one drops into the comment section, I will certainly address that and talk about who might be an ideal referral partner for you. So if, let's say, you were an insurance agent, okay? It doesn't matter what insurance you sell. You can sell life. You can sell personal lines. You can sell commercial. But, it doesn't really matter. But let's say you're an insurance agent. So the 3 to 5 people that are likely going to refer you business, meaning they are in a position to already be in front of the people that would be utilizing your service, okay? So if you're an insurance agent, you're going to want to be in front of more realtors. You're going to want to be in front of more wealth advisors, depending on where your insurance lies. Like now, if you're a personalized agent, and you only focus on that, then yes, a wealth advisor, because you're not doing wealth advising, life insurance are kind of different things, but sometimes they're one and the same because I know a lot of wealth advisors offer that. But you're going to want to think about that. You're going to want to maybe do some relationship building with attorneys, depending on, what type of attorney. Like maybe, depending if it's a personalized thing, maybe with accidents and things like that, you'll want to get involved with somebody that is a personal injury attorney, okay? So I want you to start thinking about your own industry. And of course, if you're watching this, you want to put your industry in the comment section. Even if you're watching the replay of this, I'd be happy to do some brainstorming on this. But so number one, this is the number one tip. And if somebody's watching this and they want to drop the notes inside of the comment section too to help people follow along, that would be really great. So number one, identify the people that are already talking to your client. Number two, or talking to your potential clients, I should say. Number two, pick a date, ideally somewhere in the near future, like within the next 2 weeks, okay? Pick a time, pick a date, and pick a place. Now, this could be virtually, so you could actually do this, you know, like through a, I wouldn't necessarily do it through a live stream, but like there's platforms, like I use something called zoom.us. There's freeconferencecall.com. There's also some, I mean, there's a multitude of like lines where you can actually, or a multitude of software systems that will allow you to patch people in from all over the place, okay? So you want to pick a time, pick a date, pick a location. If it's in person, this is actually probably more ideal, especially if you're trying to get in front of more of your local market, is picking a physical location. Especially if you are like tied to your desk, especially if you are isolated from people in general, this will be a good exercise for you to get outside of your office, get out from behind your computer and go connect in person with somebody, okay? So number one, like I said, we're going to identify the people that are potentially already talking to our customers. Number two, we're going to pick a time, date, and a location. It can be virtually, it can be in person. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to set the intention that at that meeting or at the date, time, and location, that you are going to bring together people that are already talking to your clients, but you're going to be super strategic about this and you're going to want to play connect the dots, okay? So if there's people that are going to likely refer you business, chances are those people want to meet your other people that are potentially, you know, strategic partners, potentially talking in front of your clients. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So you're going to create this environment to where you're not only getting yourself in front of other people, but you're building some street cred, because now you're bringing all your peeps, all your friends together into one circle of influence at the specific date, time, and location, okay? So by default, and I wouldn't make this any more than like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I wouldn't invite any more. I mean, you can invite as many people as you want, but I would try, because, you know, people are not necessarily going to be in a position to accept your invitation, you know, especially if you're doing something 2 weeks out. Sometimes there's people that have things booked out. In my case, in some instances, depending on what you want to do with me, I'm booked out, you know, 2 to 4 months. Okay. So not every case, but, you know, in some more elaborate cases, to work with clients, let's say on a deeper level, like that's not something you can get on my calendar until, you know, 4 months from now. Okay. So depending on where you're at with that, I would pick a date at least 2 weeks out, at least, not a week, but at least 2 weeks out. It can be 3 or 4 weeks, it doesn't matter, whatever works in your time frame. And then set the intention that you're going to gather. I would plan on gathering maybe 4 to 8 people. I mean, if you've got a really crazy network, like you can, people that are like, I wouldn't invite people that are just random people. I would invite people intentionally, people that are going to likely refer you business, that are likely going to get along with other people at the table. I would much rather you put that information together in one space as opposed to, you know, randomly inviting people, because again, that doesn't do you any good. It certainly doesn't do the people that are sitting there at that table any good. Let's talk about this for just a quick second. So where would we do this meeting? Well, if you have a conference room, that would be a logical place to do it. You could certainly do this at a co-working space. If you've got, I know some of my solopreneurs who work from home, They actually function out of a co-working space. So you could actually, make sure that you have a boardroom or a conference room within your co-working space. You could meet at a coffee shop. I know the coffee shops really like to get into the whole food and beverage thing, because I think it takes away from, you're going to set a time from, let's say you're going to set a time from 8 to 9 o'clock, and then if everybody's going to be traipsing in right at 8 o'clock, they're going to want to get their beverage, and it's going to eat into your time. So you want to be sure that when you're gathering these people, that you gather them and you get them into a discussion quickly. You don't necessarily, give them too many other distractions to get them off course, okay? So let's recap. So number one, we're going to identify the people who are likely talking to your clients already. Number two, we're going to set a time, a date, and a place, physically, virtually. That decision is up to you, at least 2 weeks out. And then three, we're going to set the intention that we're going to invite enough people to generate anywhere from 4 to 8, or if your network is significant, anywhere from 6 to 10 people that sit at this round table, so you can all get to know each other, learn about each other's current areas of focus, and build more quality relationships during this time. So again, you're probably going to spend, I brought up in the beginning of my chat today, if you're spending a lot of time at at coffee dates, so you're connecting with people on an individual basis, whether you're prospecting them as a potential client, whether you identify them as a strategic partner, you are probably spending a lot more time on that activity. I can guarantee you that it's going to take you more than an hour's worth of time with travel and obviously the conversation, because even if we have the best intentions to keep the conversation like to 15, 20 minutes, that conversation is going to go over, especially if you're hanging out in person. So if we want to streamline our efforts, if we want to bring people together, if we want to be a mass connector, but in a thoughtful way, not in a really like, oh, hey, this is a free for all for everybody, then I suggest you take just a few moments to identify your current strategic partners, pick a time, date, and location, in person or virtually, and then invite people that are potentially going to sit at that table with you to not only talk about potential referrals, but then you're also going to position them together so they can connect, so they can do business with one another, so they can do some other collaborative efforts. And it's pretty powerful when I've empowered my clients to do this, when I've actually done this myself. I actually started doing this by accident several years ago, and I started teaching my clients that, like, instead of you waiting around to go to a networking event and not getting like in front of the people that you truly want to get, why not create an opportunity where you're cherry picking those people and you're going to get a lot more accomplished in a short amount of time. And the long-term benefits of this, because you look like a rock star because you're connecting awesome people with awesome people, it's going to reward you handsomely. And here's the thing too, you don't have to do this just once. You can do this. I wouldn't necessarily spend a lot of time doing it every single week. You might consider doing that for different people every week, but try it once. Let's try it once. Let's get it under our belt. And then if you feel like this is something you can do on a monthly basis, do it on a monthly basis. Do it on a quarterly basis. It doesn't matter. But this is going to help posture you and get you in front of more potential referral partners. And obviously, as you're getting those referral partners, it's going to help you with clients. So let's do this. We'll wrap it up for today. I'm excited that you chimed in today. Like I said, if there's anything I can do to support you in your current areas of focus, hit me up, Erica@thequeenofresults.com. I'm looking forward to connecting you with the things that are going to take your results to that next level of awesomeness. Until next time, I'm Erica Castner. Take care.